Have you ever wondered why most millionaires can't be spotted from simply just walking down the street? Yes, of course, you get those people that love to drive around in their flashy Lamborghinis and their several $100,000 watches, but there are so many people out there that are practicing stealth wealth. These are the people that are driving their Honda cars, wearing relatively low-key clothing, and have no interest in being flashy. And in this video, I thought it would be interesting to share with you why these millionaires are practicing stealth wealth and the benefits that they are seeing from doing this. What is stealth wealth? Well, it refers to the practice of wealthy individuals deliberately downplaying their financial status. So basically, they're not flashing the cash, and I'm going to talk you through some reasons why. The first one being friends, not fans. Building relationships with people can be challenging at the best of times. When you throw money and other external factors into the mix, it can become even more challenging. So one of the key reasons why wealthy people practice stealth wealth is to allow them to build authentic relationships. When wealth isn't obvious to the other party, it makes it much easier to build a relationship based on true, genuine connections rather than financial interest. It also allows the person to avoid social pressure, reducing the reliance to be living up to a certain lifestyle or certain way of living. It's also something that can gain you respect in the professional industry too, where rather than someone giving you their respect because they know you have a lot of money, instead you are building it based on the actions that you were doing, the work that you were delivering, and the way that you were behaving. And then also around their community, it can be easier to integrate into a community if people feel that you are more on a similar level to them, instead of being someone that is completely separate from their social living circumstances. If you have money, it can be very easy to attain fans in your life, but fans are pretty two-dimensional. They often are the type of people that will just take from you as opposed to giving back, and can end up draining you as opposed to enriching your life. I very much make sure that I do not have people in my life that are fans, and focus on building authentic and meaningful relationships. Incognito living. I want to ask you a question. If you won several $1 million on the lottery, would you go public or would you keep it private? Personally, I would keep it private, but I do know that there are several people that have won large sums of money that have gone public with it and regretted it hugely. Rich people that are keeping their wealth stealthy don't have this problem, and I'm going to talk through some of the reasons why they take this approach. The first one being physical safety. If you put yourself into a position of high profile wealth, you are putting a target on your back. If you're the person shouting and screaming that you have large sums of money, you're naturally going to attract a lot of attention from it. And it can put you into positions where you are targeted for things like robbery, home invasion, or even on the worst end of the spectrum, kidnapping. And it may not just be physical experiences that you can put yourself at risk to. Cybersecurity issues are also a factor within this. So, for example, you could be putting yourself at a greater risk of being hacked or even identity theft. Those that choose to hide away from this give themselves more personal freedom in their lives, allowing them to go about their day-to-day without that constant scrutiny. The undercover boss effect. Playing your cards close to your chest is always a good thing, particularly when it comes to negotiation. This is a skill that many wealthy people use, and in turn, it can help elevate their negotiation power. When others don't know your financial capability, you're often in a position to negotiate better prices, better deals, and better contracts. Whereas if you're in a position where they know that you have money to burn, they're going to be a lot more hard-headed when it comes to negotiating with you. It can also potentially give you a competitive edge, because keeping it private can help stop those competitors gorging on your resources or strategies. A big one as well, if you own a company, is employee relations. You want your employees to be able to feel like they can connect with you, that they have something in common with you, and therefore can relate to you and want to work for you. Nailing this can really help strengthen employee retention. Mind over money. So far, we've touched on building authentic relationships, ensuring life security, giving yourself great negotiating power. But in this section, I really wanted to touch on the mental benefits that someone can have from not flashing their wealth. And the first one is reduced stress. Everyone's lives has their ups and downs, and stress is a natural occurrence of that. But a smart, wealthy person knows when to not add additional stress into their lives. And keeping a low profile means that they are eliminating the pressure and the expectation of maintaining a certain image or way of living. If you're removing the need to constantly meet a certain expectation of others, you will inevitably be reducing that stress level. Secondly, self-worth and not seeking external gratification. If you're able to remove the need of seeking external gratification, you will be able to establish a healthier self-image. That will be based on your character and actions as opposed to what is in your bank balance. It also gives the person the opportunity to focus on their personal growth without the external distractions of maintaining a certain type of image or portraying a certain lifestyle. It opens up the opportunities to pursue things that are of a real genuine interest to the person and can only have positive impacts on their mental health. Finally, long-term wealth preservation. The reason that wealthy people practice stealth wealth is to feed into their long-term goal of preserving their wealth. This is the key thing that distinguishes between a person of true wealth versus someone that has some money. It's a mindset that needs to be applied in order to preserve your wealth long term. For example, quite a shocking stat for you, that a study by the Journal of Gambling found that 23% of lottery winners actually declared bankruptcy within several years of them winning that big prize money. And the reason that this happened is because those people didn't take the appropriate mindset to preserve their long-term wealth. They instead fell trapped to lifestyle inflation and bought new cars, holidays, new homes, quickly whittling the money away. I actually went to school with someone whose parents won the lottery back in the 90s, and they won several £1,000,000. Although within about 7 years, all of the money had gone, and they were back to living the lifestyle that they previously had because they had not chosen to effectively manage the money and instead been caught in the trap of lifestyle inflation. Wealthy people will also make sure that they instill these mindsets and these habits onto the other members of their family, teaching their children the value of discretion and modest living, helping to preserve that money over the longer term period. They will also make smart long-term investments that give them high yields over substantial periods of time, because they understand getting caught in the wealth effect trap can have detrimental impacts to their longer term goals and also negatively impact the future generations of their families. They are thinking ahead of simply just their lifespan, and this is why they are incredibly successful. Thanks so much for watching the video. Did any of the points surprise you? Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and I'll see you in the next video.